Five Nights at Freddy's. Greetings and salutations. It is I, Professor Macabro, here with another movie review. And if the intro wasn't a dead giveaway, I am reviewing Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Yes, indeed, this is a mask that I made for my oldest gremlin for Halloween last year. She wanted to dress up as the puppet, or the marionette, as she's called in this one. And she dug it, and she still keeps it, so I just asked to borrow it for the purpose of this video. Yes, indeed. And, it's been a long while since I've actually been able to go to the movie theater. Unfortunately, the movie theater experience is not something that I can enjoy because either I don't have the free time to go, or stuff gets in the way, or I just don't have the moolah to pay for the outing, I'm sorry to say. But randomly, was out and about with the gremlins, and I remember they wanted the popcorn bucket, the promotional popcorn bucket for Five Nights at Freddy's, so we went into the movie theater. They didn't have the damn bucket, and they still don't have the damn bucket. But, surprisingly, this was on a Wednesday, they had a pre-showing for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And, we had stuff to do the next day, getting up early, but somehow we went ahead and saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2 before anyone else, because the movie came out on Friday, and I knew they had some showings on Thursday, but this thing came out on Wednesday here in the Grand Old Country of Mexico. And I'm not that kind of person that likes to spoil everything for everyone. I saw it before a lot of people, but I don't like people that spoil movies online, so I didn't post about it. But it's been out for a while now, a couple of days, and a lot of people have already uploaded their spoilers, either spoiler-free or spoiler-heavy, and I wanted now that I have some time to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now, my history with Five Nights at Freddy's is not that deep. I knew of its existence back in the day. I know it was a PC game, but I'm not a PC gamer. I'm a console gamer. So I knew of it, but I never got a chance to play it. And I know the characters. If you have me to point out which is which, I can tell you what they are. But I didn't know the lore. I didn't know the history. I didn't know everything what was going on, you see. Until my gremlins started getting into stuff. They came out just like their old papa, and they started delving into horror. And I was like, yes, ha 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 ha. And they came across Five Nights at Freddy's. So, me being me, I wanted to delve into it so that I have something to talk with them about. So I figured the lore. I saw the story of Five Nights at Freddy's, both in the video game and the expanded media with the books and everything. So now I have a pretty good understanding of Five Nights at Freddy's. And when it hit HBO Max, I think it's in HBO Max, we saw Five Nights at Freddy's, the first one. Isn't it? Because they couldn't take them to see that movie because they were still too young, but now they were a little bit older. So we saw it, and they liked it. And it's a pretty good movie. It's a nice kid-friendly spooky movie. It does have some jump scares. It has some kills, some safe off-screen kills with no blood. But it does handle themes like kidnapping, kid unaliving. I was really upset that I have to censor myself here, but YouTube does not like other words. So unaliving, kid unaliving is what I'll go with. And the revenge and the supernatural spookiness. And the animatronics look really cool. Like the costume design, I think the Jim Henson Company that made the Ninja Turtles back in the day and the Muppets were involved in the design of the animatronics. And you can tell because they look really cool. Really like the animatronic design. And it has Matthew Lillard, from Scream. And Shaggy playing Willem Afton, which is Springtrap and later Bird Trap and all that. So I thought it was pretty good movie. So the sequel came out, and again, we went to see it, and my gremlins liked it. They came out of it super happy, And all three of us were like, oh, that reference! We understand that reference. Yes, indeed. So there's a lot of Easter eggs for fans of the series. The story, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of confusing. It centers entirely on the puppet, or the marionette, which is this girl that was unalived by Willem Afton, and she possesses an animatronic, creepy-looking animatronic, which is what I like, called the puppet or the marionette, but she becomes a vengeful ghost because she saw Springtrap, well, not yet Springtrap, but Willem Afton abducting a kid, and she's trying to get the attention of the grown-ups, like, hey, grown-ups! But this was back in the 80s, so the grown-ups were kind of assholes, and they're like, go away with you, child. So she takes it upon herself to try to save the kid, and she does, but she gets stabbed by Willem Afton, dies, and becomes the puppet. But she's a vengeful spirit looking for revenge. And what makes no sense, unfortunately, is like much of the Star Wars prequels, that the supposedly older technology and older animatronics, which are the toy versions, had wireless Wi-Fi empowering, internal batteries, more fluid animation, and apparently AI, and that was the older original pizzeria. And then because of the puppet thing, that closed down, and they had to make a new pizzeria, and the animatronics kind of suck ass. I like the design of them, but they didn't have internal batteries. They weren't autonomous until, the whole kids getting stuff inside them happened. And, the movement was kind of clunky, so it doesn't work out if you think about it too much. But it's pretty cool. It does, unfortunately, rely heavily on jump scares. Boogity, boogity, boogity jump scares. When you think something's going to happen, you get the music sting, and it's just some asshole kids being assholes, and then something else happens. The kills are very tamed. There is a lot of implied kills and off-screen kills, but no blood and no violence. You're not going to get Terrifier out of this. No. But it's still pretty cool. Sprint is very creepy. They have these little marionette puppet doll things scrapping about, and there's a really cool scene where the guy's looking at the water, and there's a whole bunch of them, and they drag him down to the water. The puppet is able to possess people. She possesses the chick from Ghostbusters, and she looks really cool. She has yellow eyes like the nun, and she has the streaks, these little purple streaks here that are tears, and they have a little weird-ass smile, and lanky little limbs. It looks pretty terrifying, and I love it. I love the design of that. So it looks really creepy when she's possessing people. And but I don't like the designs of the toy. The toy versions are my least favorite looking versions of the animatronics. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Mangle, unfortunately, doesn't get enough love in this one. And she does show up, but not as much as I would actually have liked, which makes sense because it's really complicated. I'm surprised when they were able to do what they did with Mangle. Toy Chica is a very interesting design, which I'll put a picture here. And it's voiced by Megan Fox, which kind of fits the design, I guess. But I'm not a big fan of the toy versions of the animatronics. I like the OG ones. I like the Glam Rocks. The Glam Rocks look really cool. And again, if you're not familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, which is how I felt the first time my gremlins were talking about Five Nights at Freddy's to me. So, sorry about that. But I like this movie overall. It has some really creepy visuals. Again, with the possessed puppet people. Unfortunately, if you're expecting to see a lot of Matthew Lillard, who was in Scream and played Shaggy in a bunch of movies, Scooby-Doo movies, he is in it in a dream sequence, and he's kind of implied at the end, but you're not going to get much Matthew Lillard in this one. So I'm totally focusing on the people and the puppet. But if you're a fan of the series, you're going to get a lot of cool references, and I would recommend you watch it. It is what it is. It's very kid-friendly, But it's still pretty cool. And again, if you're a fan of the series, you already probably watched it because it does have a lot of fan service and Easter eggs. So I would still recommend it if you like the first one. It's bigger than the first one. It also has Newman. I can't remember his name, but he played Newman in Seinfeld. He was Nedry in Jurassic Park, and he played Microchip in that really cool Punisher Warzone movie. So it was kind of cool seeing him here, even though he went as an asshole in this one. But yes, I would recommend it. Have you seen Five Nights at Freddy's 2? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let us know in the comments down below. But until I see you all again next time, this has been Professor Macabro, thanking you and wishing you all, like always, a good evening.